Are you curious about how to blend lipsticks into one another and create ombre lipstick looks? Then keep on watching. Hi there and welcome to the Notoriously Morbid YouTube channel. My name is Arfia and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I created this ombre lip look. Now, ombre lip looks are something that I personally really enjoy and that allows me to pick two shades to blend together and play with. Now, for the purpose of this video I only did two lipstick colors and I blended two really opposite colors so that it would truly stand out in this video. So I blended from black to nude. You could of course pick any colors you want, and if you want to even blend a third color into this, you could. You could also apply a little bit more of a highlight in the center of your lip. That is totally up to you how you play with them. Now, as for usual, all of the products that I used are in the description box of this video. The nude lipstick color that I am using is called Vault and is a really pretty nude shade. And of course my signature black that I use a lot is called Rune, and of course all of these products are by Notoriously Morbid. So without further ado, let's get started. As you can see, I've already applied all of the other parts of this makeup look, and if you want to see how I did it, how I created this gorgeous multi-chrome eyeshadow look, then stick around to the Friday video in which I walk you through those steps. But in today's video, I'm going to show you how you can ombre lipsticks. Now, what is an ombre? An ombre is actually when you transition from one shade to another. This can be from light to dark, from, for example, black to white. You could also do this with other colors. And in today's video, I am going to be using these two shades. This one is called Rune, which is a matte black by Notoriously Morbid, and this one is called Vault. It is a nude shade by Notoriously Morbid. Both of these are still available on the website at the moment that I'm making this video, but you could of course use any two colors you like. Now, of course, to ombre lipsticks you have to blend them together, and to keep your actual lipsticks in pristine condition I recommend using lip brushes. Lip brushes are very inexpensive. I personally like using these two. This one, who is more pointed and more sharp, which I actually like to use for the outer edges mainly, and the second one is more flat but is also a little bit bigger than the other one, and this one I like to use to actually blend them together. Now, I also would recommend keeping a makeup wipe close to you to clean off these brushes whenever needed, because you don't want to keep contaminating the colors in between them. Now, I know you will be seeing my piercings up and close in this video. I do have a tongue piercing. I will not apologize for having a tongue piercing, but it is something that you will of course be seeing a lot throughout this video when I open my mouth. I also have some issues with my lips currently and I cannot get them fixed. I even went to the doctors for it. So yes, I do have cracks in my lips, but it should not affect the result of the look in any way. And what I actually did in preparation for right now applying the lipsticks is I applied Slumber Salve to my lips when I started doing this makeup look. So in the previous video you might see my lips are very shimmery at the start of the video. It's because of the Slumber Salve. And when I applied my foundation, I applied it just a tiny bit on my lips just to get an even base to start with. If you have very pigmented lips, you might have to do this for every single lipstick you apply. But if you stick with darker shades than your natural lip color or more pigmented shades, then it should not be an issue. Anyhow, let's get started with the first shade, which is Vault, which is a very pretty nude color. So as mentioned, try and not to apply too much at once, and you will start at the center of your lip. And I will actually line my bottom lip already before I get started on the top one. You don't need to worry about how far you drag this along to the corners, because we will be blending Rune, who is like a black into it anyways, so you won't be able to see that. So now that I have created the bottom lip shape that I am happy with, I am going to start with the top lip. And I find this the most difficult part because you need to get the cupid's bow just right. And you need to try to get them looking as even as possible. So what I do is I start with the cupid's bow and then I fill in the rest. Actually, applying lipstick, you have to be very patient if you want to get the shape just right. And because I know this video is going online and that I will be taking pictures, I actually want it to be as perfect as possible. Because yeah, I represent Notoriously Morbid with these looks. There we go. This is something that I am personally happier with. Something that you don't see me do, but every time that I take out the lipstick, I actually rub it against the edges of the lipstick applicator so that I don't have as much product on the little wand that I use, because if you use too much product, it will cake up really easily. So what I tend to do is just every time I pull out the wand is just wipe off the excess from all sides and then apply it, because there's always enough product on it. And if I need to apply just a little bit more, instead of dipping all the way in, I can just take a little bit from what I just put on the edge. Now I usually also clean my liquid lipsticks after use, because it will clump up around the edge and it's not very pretty and not very practical to use. So now that we've applied Vault, I am actually going to start applying Rune. Now, Vault doesn't have to be completely dry yet. It's actually better if the lipstick that you first apply isn't completely dry yet, but since I'm using such a dark shade to blend over it, it doesn't really make a difference. Something that I would also recommend before you start applying any liquid lipstick by Notoriously Morbid is to just give them a good shake. Because some of these, for me personally, I don't use every single day, so they stay lying flat and the product will separate over time, which is completely normal since they hand make their liquid lipsticks. And even with factory made ones, you also need to shake them before use. So shake well before you open them and then start applying them. Now with Vault, I applied it directly from the tube with the applicator. Rune is extremely pigmented black. I don't want black lips, I just want to blend a little bit of black from the outer corners inward. So what I will be doing is using a lip brush to just take the tiniest bit of Rune off the brush, so you can see this immediately makes it black, and then start applying that from the corners inward. So what you want to do is actually go into the outer corner and drag it inward, but not too much. So focus on the corner first, and then when you have barely any product left on your brush, start dragging it inwards. So this is the initial corner start that you want to do. And then by pressing your lips together, you will see that they actually already start to blend. Do not touch this right now. So then we go to the other side, again, take a little bit of product. And only apply it into that corner. So this right now looks very weird, I know. So now that you have almost no product left on this brush, you will start dragging it along. And what I like to do is drag it more towards the bottom of the lip and less towards the center. And you will already notice that this starts to create a gradient between Vault and Rune. And should you find that there's not enough dark shade in the corner, go back onto the wand applicator, apply a little bit more, but don't drag it too far immediately, because you will not have the ombre effect, we will just have black all the way, and that's not what we want. So now that we've blended just Rune into Vault, you can already see we've got a pretty good transition going on. Now I want to just intensify and keep blending, and this is a process that you need to take your time for, because if you rush it, you will get really thick streaks into your liquid lipstick, and also if you apply too much, it will really get cakey and stick to your lips, so you don't want to do that either. So I will just keep playing around with the black until I'm happy more or less with the transition, and then I'll be right back here for you. So now I've applied Rune into the outer corners and dragged it along my lip. And I actually overblended a little bit. And this is no problem, because this is what some people will do when they start doing ombre lips, is they go too far and they don't know what to do next. And this is also the reason why I always use 2 lip brushes, is because I will now take a clean makeup brush, take Vault again, and just dab a little bit of Vault onto that makeup brush and start applying it over the edges to really blend everything together. And this is why you need a clean makeup brush, because otherwise it will still have black on it, and that will not be a good look if you just keep blending black into other shades. And I also find that at this stage, dabbing on the shade sometimes helps to just spread the pigment evenly. And if you feel that the side that you're using is getting dirty, take your makeup remover wipe and take it off. Or if you are 100% confident that you can just use one side of the brush, flip it around and use the other one. And I also like to just end with a little bit of Vault in the center of my lip from the tube. And then taking again that brush to really blend it together. And I do keep pressing my lips together. Why? Because this makes sure that the top and the bottom have an equal amount of blend and that the gradients kind of follow each other. So now that we did the blending of the lipsticks, it's time to check if you did everything right and if the shape still looks the way you want to. If not, you can use a little bit of concealer on a concealer brush or on one of those makeup sponges and just go along the edges of your lips. And that is what I am going to do. So this was the in-depth tutorial on how I ombre my lipsticks, so how I make them transition from one to another color. I actually really love doing this, and most of the time I will change the center color to something that I've included in my eye look as well, or the outer color, or both of them. So I really like to try and mix and match the shades that I use. You can of course do this with any shades that you like. I would however recommend having shades that are not too similar to each other so that you actually see the difference, but sometimes having shades that are not too different can also add a little bit of interest to a look. If you like this video and if you like the ombre lip, then give it a big thumbs up. If you are curious about the eyeshadow look from this video, it is actually Friday's video in which I use Destiny Multichrome to create this very pretty look. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel and that you have notifications on so that you know when it airs. As per usual, all the products that I used are in the description box of this video with direct links to the products so you can easily find them. If you have any tips or tricks you want to share about blending liquid lipsticks together, feel free to let me know in the comment section. And if there's any other specific tutorials that you want to see on this channel, also feel free to let me know. So thank you so much for watching and I will see you on Friday. Bye!